Catus Maximus here, this time with a review of the Performance Tool manual liposuction needle. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Hopefully I didn't offend anybody saying that. It's a giant hypodermic needle, stainless steel. This is to assist with putting wires through firewalls in automobiles or wires in any type of situation where you have a pretty tight fit and it's going to be difficult for you to try to fish another wire through, or you are using actual steel fish cape where you're pushing it through wherever you needed to get it out, wrapping the wire up and then pulling it back through. This is designed to ease installation because you can push this through and it's just a hollow tube. They didn't do the best job of drilling that out and deburring it, but it was super cheap, like $5 or something. And then you pass the wire through the center of it. So of course it has some issues, but one thing I had been forgetting to mention and show in more of the Performance Tool videos is Performance Tool tries to set themselves apart by any of their specialty tools does include instructions. So we have and a little advertising information, and that's where we find that stainless steel. And here's our instructions, and it's actually pretty decent, pretty well written. And they do mention not to be careful, not to poke other wires, and it's not super sharp, but it's plenty sharp enough to be able to poke through any of those types of rubber grommets. One of the other Achilles heels, besides accidentally nicking wires that you're pushing, when you're pushing this through the grommet, many times wires are bent over or going different directions, so if you go too far, you could catch them with the tip of that, so you'll want to be careful that way. The other issue here is the direction that you use it in may limit its versatility. And what I mean by that is if you are trying to go through, say, a firewall, and you're this direction, you can certainly push it through, say, from the interior of the car, get your wires going, but you may have an issue here, and that issue would be the fact that the other end of your wires has something on them where you can't pull them through, and now the handle is actually stuck on the wire. So you have to kind of do this odd situation where if you want to pass a wire from the interior of the vehicle or wherever you're at to the engine bay, you would actually have to poke this through from the engine bay side and then take your wire, if this is the case, and actually you would have to feed it in through the needle end so you can get the wire in there, get it passed through the grommet so you're able to pull it, and then you'd be able to take and remove the tool and then have the wire be nicely in the hole. One of the other, I should say, advantages of this is we can see that the hole is not super huge, so it actually maintains a little bit of a sealing when you use a device like this because it's poking and then splitting apart the grommet, and it allows it to close back up again without having some big gaping hole or a bunch of extra space. But I did pick this up because there's been a few times over the years where a tool like this definitely would have been handy, and the fact that when you're passing the wire through, you don't have the friction of it, binding against other wires. If you have a long wire to pull, if you do just use a awl or something to poke a hole and somehow fish the wire through, as you're pulling the wire itself, if it's rubbing against another one next to it, it will be abrading the installation, so it does allow you to put it in gently. And the fact that since it's in a tube, it doesn't have a lot of friction, so you're able to put the wire through, get it adjusted to the exact length that you want, and you're not really battling. You can just take the wire and push any excess back through the hole again until it's just the right length, and you're not having to battle from going to one side, pulling the wire, and then going to the other side, pulling the wire, etc. So anyway, that was my little review of what appears to be a simple tool, but I think it's actually kind of a good idea. And I do like the fact that they decided to go ahead and make that stainless steel so you don't ever have to worry about it rusting. And once again, another one of these odd specialty tools from PT. That seems to be really their wheelhouse. And if anybody, I should mention that PT Tools is part of Wilmar, which made their name with bottle jacks. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody who's been watching and subscribing, as well as leaving the comments. I always say I'll get better at responding to them, and I promise you I will. And if you haven't subscribed to me, or to the Catus Maximus channel, I should say, please do. Until next time, Catus Maximus out.